What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So basically I haven't put out a video for the last couple of weeks, and then I just started freshing it again, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes with YouTube. Anyway, today what we're going to be talking about is what it really takes to build an online business, you know, how to really build an online business, because I've been in the game now for about just over a year. You know, I've built up 2 different businesses, and right now, you know, I'm niching down into niche websites, which is quite ironic. But you know, I've learned a thing or two along the way. By no means am I, you know, multi-millionaire or anything like that. But I've turned over, you know, just below 20,000 last year, and then this year, you know, I'm due to probably do about a bit less than that, as it's going at the moment, because I've kind of left what I used to do, and then obviously gone all in with what I'm doing. But anyway, I want to give you a few tips of, you know, the most important things that you can actually take away and implement into your life to actually succeed with online business. Now, this doesn't matter whether it's online or offline, you know, it truly doesn't matter. The same things apply, because I think a lot of people think that online business is different to a normal business. So they think that online business is easier. And if you think that, then you're stupid, because that's the furthest thing away from the truth. It requires exactly the same skill sets, mindset, you know, like everything. So you still got to be, you know, if you're bad at online business, you're going to be bad at brick and mortar business, and vice versa. For the most part, anyway. The only difference is with online, you have to obviously learn a lot of tech stuff. So, you know, people aren't born good at tech, you learn it, you know, so that's one thing that people don't understand either. But anyway, so these are the things that I've learned, and things that you can obviously, you know, learn from and implement. Number 1 is actually sticking to the basic things. So what you'll find is that a majority of different advanced tactics and, you know, kind of advanced strategies and all these different things, they're usually only, you know, incremental increases inside of your business. So if you're obviously, you know, building an online business, the majority of the results is going to come from probably 20% of the things that you're doing. So say for example, you're trying to build this online, I don't know, website, like what we talk about on this channel. So you're trying to build this website and you're trying to make it successful. Well, there's only real 2 things that you can really do to make that site successful. Number 1 is to make good content. Number 2 is to drive people to the site. Now, however you do that, whether it's, you know, backlinks or social media or whatever, that's all you're doing. So you're going to do it through, you know, building content and backlinks. That's the 2 things I mainly focus on. If you want to get traffic from Google, you need to build content and backlinks. That's it. You can literally do that and succeed, you know, so and get the other things wrong. Okay, so that's where the main kind of focus needs to be put. So you might have all these different advanced things, you know, where to place this button and conversion optimization and blah 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 and all of this. Those things are all advanced strategies. Conversion optimization might push your sales from, you know, your conversion rate at 14% to 16%, which is pretty good if you're, you know, increasing that by a couple of thousand, you know, monthly income or whatever. You know, so that could be good for an overall site. But what it is that people go in at the beginning trying to focus on those things. And what the most important thing is in the beginning is just sticking to the basics. That is it. And I found that with any business, it's these are life skills. So a lot of people think, I don't like the narrow-mindedness of people. And it's not something I really, you know, not that I really don't like it, but I don't think it's right. Because when you look at things with a very narrow mind and you say, oh yeah, well, you're doing an online business, that applies to that. No, it's not. It applies to everything in life. If you don't stick to the basics in real estate, then you're gonna, you know, trip over yourself. If you don't stick to the basics as a professional boxer or an athlete, you're gonna trip over yourself. So it doesn't matter what, so many people think, oh, it's specific to one thing. It's not. These things apply to a broad audience of different topics, you know? So if you're thinking about online business, and the way I want you to understand any online business, whether you're doing drop shipping, Amazon FBA, you're selling courses, you're doing whatever. There's only real three things to any online business, okay? So the first thing you have is your asset. So that's the thing that you're building. It's like, let's take it into the analogy of having, building a house. You might have a house, you've got the house. The next thing to do is to get tenants, okay? So you've got your product, and then you've got to get people to see the product, okay? Because you've built this good product, which is based on what you've researched and whatever, what you believe that is gonna be beneficial or of value to them. Once you've got this product, the next thing is to get people to the product, okay? So this doesn't matter what business, it could be a product or service that you create. So you create a product or service. If you're doing affiliate marketing, it will be someone else's product or service that you're promoting, but that's your asset. That's the thing that you're gonna give out and get money for. So once you've got that thing, the next thing is getting people to it. So that's where you go and drive traffic. So that's the next step. That's the part number 2 of business, yeah? So you got the asset, you're getting people to the asset. So you need to get eyeballs on that. You can do SEO, you can do YouTube ads, you can do Facebook ads, you can do email marketing, you can do whatever you want to do, free traffic, whatever, YouTube, free traffic, all different methods. So that's going to be your thing of getting people and getting eyeballs on the product. Okay, then the next thing is going to be converting those people. And that is any business, Amazon FBA, dropshipping, affiliate marketing, email marketing, like bloody, selling your own products, like anything you do, even if you're creating an app, a website, whatever you're doing, all it is simply creating that thing, whether it's a website, an app, a product, a service, whatever, getting eyeballs on that, which is going to be targeted people, because it has to be people who are actually going to potentially buy that product. And then it's just converting them, because all you're working on after that is improving the way that it helps those people and the way that the product converts, so everything after is kind of advanced in that sense, so those are the 3 basic things that you need to be doing with any online business. The next tip is number 2, which is going to be stick to online business, stick to one thing and focus on it. So what you'll find is that you might hear the term shiny object syndrome. And what that means is, people are jumping from one thing to the other, and you'll find that a lot in online business, in offline business, and people just do it in life. They don't. I truly believe it's like usually a lack of understanding of how your brain works and how the human body works, because a majority of people don't understand that anything you do is going to eventually become kind of boring or monotonous or whatever, and that's just the way we are built as humans. So they call it the monkey brain. Yeah, you might have heard the term, and the monkey brain creeps up on you every single time. So when you're building a new online business, you must have realized that you get really excited about it. Like the first couple of days, you're so excited, you're filled with energy and motivation and all of that. Then motivation dies out. And that's another thing why it's important to build your mindset and understand how your brain works, because motivation is something that drains like a battery life every single day. So all you can do is you wake up with a certain amount, and then from the moment you wake up to the point that you go to bed, it's just going all the way. That's why by the time of bed, you're really lacking motivation. You're kind of tired. Yeah, and over the period, if you want to do it by week or month by month, that motivation is just draining out whatever you're doing. And at the beginning, it kind of will do that until you start getting results. When you get results, that gives you the motivation again, you see? So at the beginning, you're kind of working on something that you don't know is going to work. And that's the hardest thing to do on online business, because you might be working on something and you can't see anything. There's no results. It's like ghost town. No buyers, no people watching it, nothing. But I think you need to understand that is the way that you have to go in with business, with life. You have to kind of do things with the complete conviction or belief that you are going to kind of get it to a place one day. And that's why having a plan is so important, because you need to have a plan, because when things don't go your way, and it needs to be a realistic plan, okay? So it's not going to be get rich in 3 months, 5 months, or even make 10,000 in 2 months, 3 months if you're a brand new person. What you need to do is kind of set a goal, an actionable goal, okay? So don't make it like a result-based goal, which is I want to make 10,000 a month. Make it, I'm going to write 100 pieces of content. you know, or I'm going to build 100 backlinks and 100 pieces of content, and those backlinks are going to be at least from authority sites of, you know, 30 or above domain authority. I don't know, but that's an actionable goal, because that's something that you can measure through your actions. So if you don't obviously, you know, reach that target, then you know, okay, well, I can't expect the results, can't expect the 10,000, because I never really took action on the things that I planned out, you know. So stick to something, because over time there's things that you unravel in that industry that you know, you will never be able to see, because at the beginning you don't know what you don't know, so you don't even know the things that you need to know, like, in that sense, yeah. And what you'll find is when you jump to something else, you have to start again from ground zero. So just say you start building up a bit of knowledge, you start learning this thing. Think about when you know, get a new job, or you start college, or you do this thing, everything's alien to you. Like, think about when you get to know someone, and at the beginning, who that person was when you met them is probably very different to how you know that person now, you know. And that's because there's things that have become apparent to you that you just couldn't foresee, you know. But then if you meet a new person again, you're starting from scratch. So just think about it like dating someone or something like that, you know. You date this person, start to get to know them, you're like, don't like them, then you move on to the next. You're starting, each time you knock back to the bottom, and you start again, and then you start again. Now, in a relationship, that's okay to do, but when you're doing it with business, is, you know, for example, if you're doing it in something that you know people are succeeding with, especially if it's one of these copy and paste type businesses like Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, dropshipping, people are all doing these businesses. You're not creating like the next bloody Instagram. It's not something that hasn't not been done before. You're replicating a system that's actually been given to you by someone who's doing it. So if you follow my channel, I teach you the system that I'm using to win with the website, you know. Or if you learn from Franklin Hatchett or whoever like you learn from, they're teaching you a system, you know. So your job is to replicate that system. So if you're not winning with it, then you need to figure out what you're not doing right, you know. So it's not like go and start something new. I'm not interested in this, because you probably ain't going to be able to do what you're interested in at the beginning. Now, like, you know, you can, like, but it's not always going to line up with what's going to get you kind of the results in the fastest way possible. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is going to be, you know, take every day as a new day. Like, what I used to do was I used to plan week by week, or month by month, you know, or year by year, like, which I still kind of have like an overall kind of goals, you know, plan in that sense. Like, so my plans are goal based. So I might say, oh, I want to have this result by then, or, you know, this action by then. So an action-based goal. And I really and truly like doing action-based goals, because, you know, if you do an action-based goal, then there's nothing that can cause it to fail but your actions, you know. So it's not something that I'm going to make this much money, because I'll kind of flip the script and say, okay, what actions do I need to do to make that much money? You know, what are other people doing that makes them that much money? I need to do that. If I don't do that, then I can't expect the same results, you see. So and what I used to do is basically plan week by week. So I would plan out my whole week. I'd know what the whole week's about, like, you know, and I kind of, that's a good way. Still, you need to have like an overall kind of, you know, broad kind of timesheet or whatever. But what it is what I used to do is I used to focus on a week. So if one day went wrong out of the week, I would be like, okay, well, next week I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make that next week better. And what it is, this is a very kind of, I want you to really pay attention to the mindset shift in this message here. This is not about like something that you don't understand or you don't know. Like, you might think I know that, yeah, but you know this stuff, but you're not practicing it. So what I need you to do is shift from, you know, working in a 1 week kind of block to working on a day by day basis. Because what happens is, if one day fails, you're ready the next day. So you make that next day the best day possible. And when you start treating life like that, for example, like gun to your head kind of marketing, if you treat today like it was your last day, and you say, what's the most important thing I could do today? And you do that thing, and you know, that's going to really help you to climb to success. So I would say compartmentalize your days into one day, like day by day. So I I've got like a list of things that need to get done in order to get to my goal, and each day I pluck out a few things and put it into that one day. And what that allows me to do is, based on the end of my day, like for example today, at the end of the day, I'll write down what needs to be done tomorrow to get out that next step, and treat it as step by step, one step at a time. Don't think you're gonna leap, you know, it's one step at a time until you build up that momentum, and then you can start, you know, leaping and running and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so number 4 is to measure your success by how much money you're making. So I think a lot of people, like, you know, it becomes egotistical to kind of say you're an entrepreneur or you're running a business, and, you know, you tell your friends and family and all these different things, and you kind of, you know, are like, oh well, you know, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and you're kind of thriving on the ego thing, like, you know, of people just saying that you're an entrepreneur or you're an online business person, but you're not really making money. So like, your success is only measured by how much money you make. If you go and sit around a table of entrepreneurs, it's all about how much money you're making and how much of a difference you're making, you know. So like, we can go into how much of a difference, because that's the most important thing, but you know, money is the main kind of measurement of your success. Like, you can't go and fly in business class unless you make enough money. You can't travel to this place or to this conference unless you're making enough money. You can't even invest into growing your business unless you're making enough money. So someone who might not, you know, have the best work ethics and all of these different things might be making way more money than you, and it's all because they're focusing on the right activities when they sit down and work at their computer. So you can work on multiple different things that is irrelevant to actually making money. You might have heard the term, which is called IPA, which stands for income producing activities. What that is basically when you go onto your computer, you need to focus on what is it that I'm going to do right now that's actually going to produce income. And that's exactly how you need to focus on your business. Like, so you need to sit down and say, look, what's going to make me the money today? What is the one thing I can do that's going to get me closer to making the money? So for example, you know, in most businesses, it's going to be something that creates a sale. Yeah, like, because anytime you make money online, is someone has to, you know, be buying something. So what is it that's going to get someone to your product to buy? Now, if you're at the beginning, the first thing you need to create is the asset or the service or the product. So if you're in affiliate marketing, you need to go and sign up to affiliate programs. So you need to have, like I always say, think of it like a house. Like, it's like, if you think about if you were going to rent a house out, you couldn't go get people to rent, like tenants, yeah, without having the house. You would look at it and think it's stupid, you know, barbaric to kind of go out and, you know, try and get people tenants before you've got the house. The first thing you would do is try and get a house, then you go out and find the tenants. And how you get that house, you might be subletting it, so, you know, you're kind of getting it off someone else. That's affiliate marketing essentially, because you're making a commission off of getting the people into the house. Or you could build it, so you make your own product exactly like that. So that could be drop shipping, or, you know, whatever you're buying, or you buy the house, yeah, like, which could be drop shipping, affiliate marketing, anything. Again, not affiliate marketing, sorry, it could be like selling your own product. But so basically, you know, you're going to build it, or you're going to buy it, or you're going to, you know, kind of use someone else's in that sense. But you need to get one of those things. You need to have the service or product that you can push out to these people. Okay, now the way you identify whether it's a good or bad product is by finding a problem with those people, with the people in the first place that you're going to go and find a product for to solve their problem. So you need to find a problem that people have in order to kind of solve it, so then, you know, they can potentially buy it in order to solve their problem. Okay, so that what I would say is, you know, always focus on the thing that is, because the next thing after that is getting people to the product or service, you know, driving traffic, and then it's converting those people. So like, keep it simple, you know, like product, service, get people to it, and then sell them. That's it, you know. Those are the three things that you're turning cogs on. And the more systemized you can get that, the bigger you can scale your business and do all those different things, yeah, which is advanced tactics again. But your success is only measured by how much money you make. So, you know, if you're starting out, you need to be building a product, because that's going to be the first thing that gets you to the money, yeah. So build your website, build your landing page, build your asset, go sign up to the affiliate programs, yeah, because you can't sell something that you ain't got. Then after you've done that, the next thing is getting people to the product. Yeah, getting people to the product, get eyeballs on it, because that's the next most important thing that's going to get you money. If you've got like, you know, you're doing a social media marketing agency or something like that, it might be building up your skill sets and, you know, your assets that you can offer to a local business. So you find a problem in the local businesses, you start scouring around, find a couple of businesses, reach out to them. Then the next thing you're going to do is be making calls to close those clients. You know, so literally it doesn't matter what you're doing, there's a step-by-step system that you always use, that you have an asset, which is your service or product. Then it's getting people to the product that have that problem that the product will solve or the service will solve, and then converting them, you know. So the way you improve on converting is by practice, you know. So I think like so many people think that people are getting like lucky and all of this, but they're not understanding that a lot of people are just practicing. It's just practice and practice and practice, and you eventually become good at these things. The last thing that I'm gonna actually give you, which is tip number 6, is gonna be the 5-step process to succeed in, 6-step process to succeed in with anything. Okay, so it's 5 steps, but I added 1 on. Now, what that is basically the 6 steps or 5 steps, yeah, is researching, then forming a plan based on that research, then taking action in accordance with the plan, okay? And then after seeing your feedback, and then making iterations, okay? So that it doesn't matter what you do. Like I'm talking about, go and, you know, do sports, go and do business, go and do offline, online, whatever you do, it's always going to be research, because you need to go and learn about the industry. Yeah, you need to go and learn what this is all about. Then you're going to build a plan, because you need to know where you're going. You know, you can't you don't pull through the storm unless you've got a direction, okay? The next thing you're going to do is take a massive amount of action. So you're going to take a massive amount of action in accordance with the plan that you created, because the plan was made based on your research. Okay, so then you're going to take action, then you're going to get the feedback. Now the feedback's important because some people take a massive amount of action, which I used to do because I'm like a hard worker, and you take action, and you don't get no results. So you're like kind of just taking, okay, more action, and you end up running on a treadmill. You do a lot of work and you don't go nowhere. So what you realize is people who win, they might not be putting as much effort as you, but they've got this locked down. You know, so they kind of take an action and then they test. So you might realize that everyone in online business always talk about testing. That's one thing that used to go over my head. I'd say for a good year that went over my head, like testing things. You know, because I went into everything with the mindset that I'm gonna copy this proven system and it's gonna work. Like, so I would expect it to work. Like, even though the obvious was I know it wouldn't, and it might need, you know, tweaking, I would kind of give up after something didn't work the first time. I'd kind of run some ads and then be like, you know, that didn't really work out. I didn't see the results I wanted. Then I'll go and try it again. Didn't work. Didn't work. When I could have kept those things running and tweaked them, you know, and improved them. So they never ever left level 1. Like, you don't move up the ladder like that, you know. So always approach everything like a science experiment, like everything, you know, everything online. So even when you get information, even if it's right, wrong, whatever, don't take it as a definite or 100%. Like with anything you hear on the internet, go out and test it. So that's how you can find out who's telling the truth a lot of the time as well, because when they give you the information, go out and apply it and test it and see if it works for you. So you don't take it as it's a 100% thing, like a solid. Take it more as like it's liquid, like water. So you just got it and then you're gonna go and try it, you know. So you're kind of more malleable and bendable with the idea that you're using. Take that idea and keep it like in liquid state. Yeah, don't take it as a fixed thing, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, but that's it. So this video was a long one, but it's very important. Go over all of the steps again, each of them. So the first one was stick to basic things, which is 80% of, you know, your success. Yeah. Okay, stick to one thing and focus on it. Like, don't give up on it, stick to it. That is one thing that I can say, is stick to the one thing and just keep working on that one thing and keep refining it and keep getting better at it. Take each day as a new chance to succeed, okay? Don't focus on week by week or month by month. Take each day as a new chance to succeed. Measure your success by how much money you're making. Forget about, you know, all the other things, because at the beginning, all it matters is about how much money you make. It's like any successful businessman, You tell him you're doing a business online, he'll be like, okay, how much money does it make? Because that's all he wants to know. Because even all the haters, that's going to shut people up. Like, you're like, oh, well, I make this much. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, it works, you know, or your colleagues at work, or your friends at school or college, or whatever you decide to do. And then follow the 6-step formula, which is research, plan, action, feedback, iterations. All the time, that's what you do. Okay, so it's research, plan, action, feedback, iterations. And then after you see the iterations, based on your iterations, you're going to make them by researching and, you know, seeing, okay, what do I need to improve? So then you might be like, I don't know what to improve here, like, you know, and I need to get it better, but I don't know how. That's where you know exactly the point, what you need to do in order to get to the next level. So then you go and research, you go Google it, you go YouTube it, or you might go and ask inside of your community, you know, in the top niche that you're in. How do I do this? Then you've got a clear question. Then they're like, oh, boom, 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 this is how you do it. Okay, come back, boom, test it. Don't go in with the exact mindset of that this is going to 100% work. Test it. Oh, that worked, that didn't work. That worked, that didn't work. Keep doing that, what's working. You know, and that's it. And then basically you take action again, you know, then look at the feedback, then make iterations, then take action. Look at the feedback, make iterations, then take action, and you keep doing that cycle until you get up the ladder. So I hope that helped anyway. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'd love for you to join the family if you haven't already. And the channel's getting quite big now as well, actually. I haven't even realised how fast it's growing. It's like 230 something subscribers now, so that's really good as well, man. Thank you for all of you, you know, supporting everything. People are using my affiliate links, and you know, people are loving the knowledge that I'm giving and the information as well. So that keeps me going, and I'm here to stay, you know. That's it.